Such a big fan of Wendy. I want to start with this, and we'll get off of it quickly because when I had you on my podcast, people were like, I remember her from Falling Down on The Voice. Yes. So you're on The Voice. Are you live or is it recorded?
Oh, no, it's live.
Okay, you're live.
Yeah.
What happens when you fall down?
Okay, so, this is the night. It's the song that we do with your coach, and we were the last, I think it was 3 contestants left on Team Blake. And so it's time to do our number, and then, you have to get to your spot. And all I'm thinking is I got to get to my next spot. And I fell over the monitor. Just didn't see it. I was like, I got to get up. Too late. It was just a perfect storm.
What did you hit?
The monitor.
So your elbows, your face, anything?
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. So when I fell over the monitor, and I looked over, and my elbow, it was broken. I was like, oh, wow.
Oh my.
That's what something broken looks like. I've
On
never
live
been
TV.
injured. On live TV.
Oh my
I'm a
gosh.
meme. I told you, I'm famous. I'm a meme. No.
Did you cry?
No, I did not cry.
Why? I want to cry just hearing about the bone situation.
And the hand was broken here and fractured, so neither one was working.
Did you still perform?
I did. Well, no, I had already performed.
Okay.
Got off the stage. That's when I fell. And then, they took me off, and they were like, just terrified. I was calm, surprisingly. And then they took me off, and the show was still going because it was live. And then I'm looking at my arm dangling, and they're like, can you come back and just say something? I said,
After the fall, they want like a
Yeah.
redemption, right? I'm good,
Yeah,
but you're really not. Yeah.
right, but they weren't expecting that. They were just wanting people to know that I wasn't dead. And yes, I'm injured, but I'm okay. And I'm glad because, my family lives in Tennessee. My husband is in Nashville, and I was like, I did that to let them know that I'm okay. Yes, I'm injured because I said, yeah, I'm broken, but I'll be back, and let them know that it is serious, but not like get on a plane. I'm all right.
Are you all the way healed up now?
No, I still go to physical therapy 3 times a week. Look, I can't make a
man.
fist.
Oh no.
And it's just weird. My elbow still won't extend, but I just stay busy because look, there's hundreds of millions of people with injuries and, bound to wheelchairs. And so I did a lot of things. Age, I was covering that on the show. And, hey, at that time I had a disability for at least 3 weeks, 6 shows. And, I had the flag, held the flag for that too.
What's
Keep
Blake like as a coach?
Blake is great. I'm going to tell you why. Because he knew I had so much experience, and he didn't want to get in my way or cloud the situation just because. There was a song that I had a problem with. I think it was Whitney's I'll Always Love You, because she's been my nemesis my whole career. And there's only one Whitney Houston, and the label, of course, trying to make me Whitney. But, I had a problem singing it. Like I couldn't get the notes out. It was weird. And he was just, basically telling me, don't worry about her. Just sing it the way you like you sing it. You don't have nobody. Because all I was hearing was voices saying she's no Whitney Houston, which I've heard my whole career. And that was getting in my head. And he just kind of told me, just get those voices out and just sing the song.
So you were playing the Lincoln Center in New
Yeah,
York
yes.
or DC? Where is that?
That's in New York City.
Okay.
The Lincoln Center is in New York City, and it was with the Young People's Chorus of New York City. They do their fundraiser, and it's with the New York Pops, and and I was their
You get
guest.
nervous doing that?
No,
Not at all. Do you get nervous playing the Grand Ole Opry?
no, only the first time.
What was that like? The very first time you walk out on that stage?
The first time, first of all, I couldn't believe I was going to have this opportunity. Like I said, my little stick is I grew up watching Soul Train and Hee Haw, and I love them both. And so I was literally making my Hee Haw dreams come true. But I was strategic because I was like, okay, Vince, you have to introduce me. I need him to do that. And I needed him to play with me because, I know I'm a singer who loves singing country songs, not necessarily a country artist. And I didn't have time to build this relationship with the Opry. So I figured if the emperor, which I call Vince the emperor of country music, if he could just like put the stamp of approval on there, then they could see me in a different light and just keep inviting me in the way that they do. I didn't have, the time to try to build. So Vince said yes.
And you and Vince are very close.
Very close. He's a brother. He's like a brother to me. And
I mean, that's a pretty cool brother to have Vince Gill is like standing there saying, hey, he speaks up for you.
yes.
He's the one that kind of vouched for you at the Opry, and now everybody's blown away every time you perform. But Vince Gill, that's a pretty cool one. You've toured a lot as a background singer as well as being a, what do you call a frontground singer?
Just a
The
solo
star.
artist.
You've been a
artist.
solo artist and you've sang background for people. Who have you toured with that you've sang background for?
I would say I was Julio Iglesias' duet partner for over 15 years. So I had to sing in 4 languages, the whole private plane, flying to the islands, crazy money. Did that for a long time. The plan was to stay for 1 year. And I was learning too much. I felt like I was getting paid to learn how to be better.
How long did you do that?
15, 16 years.
Wow.
I know.
my.
I know. That's longer than usually. He likes to keep, like, after 29, he wants you out of there. But
Like age 29?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
He has a image.
I thought he's 29 days.
I was like, I didn't know what 29 is. Okay.
He wants you out. And then, I started at like my 30 and he thought I was in my 20s. I looked younger then. And, I stayed a long time and I, he's a great, amazing singer and living legend. And I learned a lot working with him. And then I toured with Tim and Faith again for like 12, 13 years during their arena tours. And Martina McBride, Vince Gill, and it just goes on and on. I just done a lot.
So if you would sing background for Tim and Faith, if I were going, it's your love, what would you do? I go, it just does something to you. Got to match me though. You got to really. It just does something to me. Oh boy, I suck. That's too high. That's too high. I can't do that one.
That's too high
I can't
for me
do
too.
that one.
I'm
That's
like,
too
oh
high.
my God.
That's too
We
high.
need to do something like,
Give me something
I
easy.
like it. I love it. I want
Okay,
some
let me try that one.
more
All right, here we go.
of
Here we
it.
go. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. I try so hard. I can't rise above it. Can you hear her?
Don't know
Little
what
bit.
it is, but
Yeah, I was drowning you out. I'm too powerful to sing.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
Okay. I was too powerful for you.
No, but you know what? I wanted to enjoy you.
Yeah, me too. I want to join me too. I'm glad that we made
You know
that
what I'm
happen.
saying?
So you have this album that you made that is so good. It's called I've Got You Covered. And obviously it's a cover album. And Vince Gill produced it and played guitar on it. And so why these songs?
I have to tell you, when I toured with Martina McBride 2014, 2016, I said, I'm saving my money. I'm ready to be a solo artist again. And I'm going to put my money up and I'll be able to afford anybody. I didn't know what genre it's going to be. 2016, I meet Vince Gill. I'm just trying to keep the gig. He's like, you need to be heard. And I was like, I have this idea for a project. He said, I'll produce it and you won't have to pay me. And I said, great, because I can't afford you. And so he brought the guys together. We recorded at his home studio. He handpicked the guys. And he also handpicked the songs the day of the session. So, yeah, I love country music and I grew up listening to some of it. Half of the record, I had never heard of those songs in my life. And he chose them like that day. And he, was low on his phone, like Going Away Party or, just some of the others like that. And I was like, can I listen twice, make some notes, and then we sing it? And because, these session musicians are used to listening to it 2 times and then they make a hit. So half of the songs I knew and half I never heard of till that day of the session.
So it's a bit of your interpretation on hearing them fresh.
Yes.
And so here is a little bit of Bobby Gentry, Ode to Billy Joe, here with Wendy Moten right now.
And then she said, I got some news this morning from Choctaw Ridge. Today, Billy Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
That's such a good song. That's a good version of it too, like a great version, but that's such a good song. And did you know that one before?
I did.
Okay.
And, he chose that one the day of. And, of course, I was so naive. I was like, well, we can take some of the verses out because it's a little long. And he was like, no, you're going to mess up the story if you take the verses out. But, I was just, although I love that song, I really love the movie. And every summer, they would play it in the month of June. That and Harper Valley PTA. So, my love for music came from television. So that's how I knew that song.
This is a George Jones song. This is Walk Through the World with Me.
New